You're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. And I was hanging out with my cool kid friends over on TikTok, people who also will be doing lives of their own very, very soon for the world because they've got amazing gifts. Chioma, Tara, Semi Sweet, and Angie are hanging out there. We've also had other friends kind of come through and do the whack-a-mole, peekaboo, Dr. Flo, Dr. Flo, woo! Dr. Flo still loved and lovable, y'all. Oh, Dr. Flo, can he see me? Am I doing what I said I was going to do for my dream? Dr. Flo. Girl, here, because listen, Dr. Flo, whoever that guy is, he moves through the world like y'all know I teach that high school never ends, right? I teach that high school never ends. And y'all know that Dr. Flo moves through the halls like the principal, Mr. Johnson. And people treat me all day, every day, especially my friends and family and some of the other dreamers in the network. They treat me every day like here comes Mr. Johnson walking down the hall. People treat me that way all the time. They have for years. I thought that there was something wrong with me. There ain't nothing wrong with me, child. Check one, two. Check one, two. I'm deeply and profoundly loved and lovable. There ain't nothing wrong with this boogie. Are you doing what you say you want to do? And are you willing to be encouraged, equipped, and empowered by a network like Love in Action Network? Someone today, as we open the studio, someone tell me when to stop. Someone tell me when to stop. And welcome, Facebook and YouTube. You're loved and lovable. Let's see what our angel guides want to say. Oh, Tara, stop. Great, thank you. Oh, man. Oh, we've done this. We've had these before this week. First message from the angels is that all is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrasts that lead to my higher expansion. All is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, overwhelm. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. Let me go find my comments so I can be human with y'all. Oh, what? Me too. All that you feel is okay. And if you grew up like me, my father, may he rest in piss and power. My father never made me feel like my feelings were okay. If I were happy and outgoing and lovely, he sought to diminish my feminine nature and make a man out of me. So when I was prancing and dancing, boys don't act like that. So that feeling wasn't okay. But when I was sad, does anybody know from assigned Black at birth families what I'm talking about when I say, stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about? Has anyone ever heard that before? Stop all that crying before I give you something really to cry about. Mm-hmm. These assholes. Assholes, Tay. Small, weak adults wanting to be powerful over powerless children. Never wanting us to feel that all that we feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. Ever had a friend in your life? Oh, don't feel that way. Why are you so mad? Why are you so sad? Look at all your blessings. Oh, no, I'm allowed. And I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that lead to my higher expansion. If you're feeling sad today, that means that something inside you wants to feel glad. If you're feeling angry, that's probably telling you to cut them bitches off. So don't push your emotions out of your life or try to get rid of your emotions. Feel your emotions fully because your emotions are the dashboard lights on your life telling you if you're heading in a positive direction or hanging out with the right kinds of people or if you need to let those bitches go. The affirmation for this is I let go of everything and anyone and everything that does not serve me. I let go of everything. I let go of this bacon. This bacon serving me. This bacon serving me. Brown. This bacon serving me. I let go of everything and everybody and every environment that doesn't serve. But you're gonna be mad at me, Dr. Flo. Are they serving you? I don't hang out with anybody or do anything that doesn't serve me in my highest good. They called me a bitch, an asshole. I'm an arrogant motherfucker. I was telling Chioma earlier, I'm intimidating to people. People have said all kinds of things about me. I don't give a fuck. If you ain't serving me and the work of my life and my happy, healthy, and free, you gotta go. Here's your pink slip. I don't care how you feel about it. The emotions I feel are valid. They're the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. We had this card, I think, yesterday. The better it gets, the better it gets. If you're new to the space or you've come in off of YouTube or Facebook, you're loved and lovable. I'm Dr. Flo, online coach and mentor and spirit guide for bold dreamers. Spirit guide. I'm a spirit guide for bold dreamers. The better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. A lot of people don't believe that life can get better. That's why it doesn't get better. Thoughts become things. You're sitting around complaining to yourself or other people. A lot of people complain to themselves mostly because don't nobody like to really hang around with a complaining motherfucker. Have you noticed? People are not attracted to complaining motherfuckers. Usually complaining motherfuckers hang out with other complaining motherfuckers. But after a while, when you're trying to do better with your life, people who are bold dreamers like me or actually have things going for themselves and have actual talent, talented people don't really hang around with complaining motherfuckers. Have you noticed? So then people have to then like, oh, I can't call her anymore. I can't call him anymore. I can't complain to them. Let me now start complaining to myself. That complaining to yourself is going to cause you to start to ruminate and think and thinking. You got to believe that your life's going to get better today. You got to believe that today is the first day of the best days of your life. I don't make the rules. That's going to make you more attractive in your energy. It's going to make you feel better inside. But believing that things can get better and are getting better is the first step to having radical transformation and good things happen to you. You're talking to an addict. You're talking to a person who sat around for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, inhaling things and sniffing things and drinking things because life is never going to get better. I just don't know what happened to my life. I just don't know what's going on. Oh my God, it's so awful, Tara. It's so awful, Angie. Tara, Angie, it's so awful. Things were never going to improve that way. Thinking that the other shoe's going to drop or that bad things are going to happen or nothing ever works out for me. These are horrible affirmations for a bright, joyous, and secure future. And remember, whether you believe in affirmations or not, you're making them all day, every day. I'm so ugly. These clothes don't look good on me. I'm so dumb. I can't learn that. They don't like me. I don't have enough. You gotta be very, very careful about these affirmations. People tell me all the time, Dr. Flo, I don't believe in affirmations. Jesus didn't give me no affirmation. Jesus did not go to Calvary for my sins for me to be saying affirmations with you, Dr. Flo. Jesus did not go to Calvary for my sins for me to be doing affirmations with you. Doesn't matter if you believe in affirmations or not. With that waterfall of thoughts that's happening all the time, you're affirming something. And a lot of people are affirming, I don't got enough money. I don't got enough money. I don't got enough money. I got enough money. If you say that to yourself all day, every day, or I never have enough, I never have enough, never have enough, that's what will start to attract to you. But it's okay. I'm not going to judge you, beloved, because we're all living unique lives. We're all living unique lives. I respect everyone's individual decisions and way of life. We are each on our own unique journeys, and my way isn't the only way. My job is not to change others, but to simply love them. And I used to be a Baptist Pentecostal Christian, and being a Baptist Pentecostal Christian made me one of the most pressed, agitated humans on earth, because I was constantly auditing and looking for the sins in other people and what they weren't doing right according to my preference. Because if you really unpack this, we don't have time today to unpack it, but if we did have time to unpack it, we could talk about how what people call sin in others is really their preference about what you're doing with your life. Sins are preferences. You know, like I said all the time, if you don't believe in gay marriage, don't marry a gay person. If you don't want to change your gender or your gender expression, don't become trans. But you don't have to vilify other people because of your preferences. Every time, oh, love the sinner, hate the sin. Oh, you're trying to love me while enacting your preferences over my life. You think that what you think about my life or what you want me to do with my life is more valuable than what I want to do with my life. Sin is an archery term anyway. It means missing the mark, and I'm missing the mark on your preferences. Fuck you. Unless you want to come over here and pay some bills. And even still, if you start paying some bills, what's it to you? What I do with my life in my freedom. This is a liberation practice here today. All right. I'm going over to my notes because I made some special notes today because I want to wake you all up. Even though you can't wake up people who are pretending to be asleep, but some of y'all some of y'all are really waking up. And you're coming online to the fact that a lot of what we were taught in our lives and a lot of the rules don't apply, and a lot of it was bullshit. And so we're going to talk today about some ancient philosophy out of Egypt, you know, and we're going to talk about the 7 principles of the Hermetic philosophy called the Kabbalion. Now, just so you know, I was never supposed to read anything other than the Bible growing up. What I am about to read to you is heresy. If you are a person who believes that reading other texts other than the Bible that are spiritual will cause you to burn in hell, you need to leave now, because I'm about to go into some stuff that is not in the Bible. This is what they call demonic. I'm about to teach y'all the stuff that they call demonic. Now, this is the stuff that really would have transformed my entire childhood and my entire life for the better. But they didn't want me to do. They wanted me to believe that there was some snake in the garden telling a woman not to eat the apple so she would know she was naked. They wanted me to believe that. They wanted me to believe that some joker was putting two of every animal on a boat and floating on wood through the ocean as the earth flooded. That's what they wanted me to like really believe. What an interesting use of time, talent, and treasure. Angie, Angie, they wanted me to believe that hungry lions that ain't had no food is not going to eat a human called Daniel. I've never even met a lion. Great question. Chioma, who's new to the community, building her own massive dreams and success, said, and if Eve ate the apple, how come the apple was in Adam's throat? I'm still trying to figure out how a motherfucker survives without a rib. If you take one of my ribs out, I'm gonna have a pretty interesting day. How do you survive without a rib, Adam? There's some missing pieces of this shit. So in my Dr. Flo reparenting process, I'm not going to tell you that Jesus died for your sins or that he's coming back soon or any of this other bullshit. I'm going to teach you the principles of the Kabbalion, because if you apply these principles to your daily life, you're going to see radical change and success. Come back daily or in 21 days and tell me about how these 7 principles of the Hermetic philosophy have changed your everything. Try about to smack it. I'm loving myself, so I'm eating. If you're listening to the podcast or the replays, it's turkey bacon. The first principle of the Kabbalion is the principle of mentalism. And once again, this is all the stuff I wish I got 30 years ago. The principle of mentalism is that all is mind and the universe is mental. Reality is fundamentally mental and consciousness based. Thought influences perception, experience, and creation. Okay? Short form, thoughts become things. Your thoughts become your reality. Everything you have, including the cell phone in your hand or the dreams that you're living, all of it has come from your thoughts. I think I want a smartphone. I think I want beads. I think I want pants. All of this thought has become physical manifestations of your life. And your thoughts inform your perception of the world, the experiences you're having with me and others, and also all acts of creating your dreams and your life. Okay? You also got to realize this stuff is like in plain sight. The knowledge that I teach you is freely available, but most people are going to swipe their dreams away. We talked yesterday about the fact that the graveyard is one of the most talented, rich places on earth. Most people are going to die with their dreams unrealized. It saddens me, but it just is what it is. Any questions on the principle of mentalism? all in all is mine. All right. The second principle is all about correspondence. This one is the as above, so below, as below, so above principle. Patterns repeat across all levels of existence. A microcosm reflects the macrocosm. Mind mirrors the universe. Your personal life mirrors collective patterns, and your inner state, we talked earlier about the mood, your inner state influences outer conditions. Okay? This principle encourages observation of symbolic and energetic relationships. When I say as above, so below, like there's this one lady who ran out of the community because I told her to take accountability for her trauma. She ran away very loud one night on Instagram because I asked her to take accountability for her trauma. Not that she would have to forget that her trauma happened to her, that her body was physically harmed. I am a survivor of physical and sexual abuse as well. It's not that we forget that these things happen to us, they happen to us. You don't want to live there forever. But when I messaged her after she called me Satan in a DM, it's just a week. It isn't a week for Dr. Flo if he's not called Satan in the DMs. Hey, after she called me Satan, I said to her, as above, so below. And she went, oh, don't you hex me. Don't you hex me. When I say as above, so below, or as below, so above, I'm not talking about demons and angels like the rest of you mofos. I don't believe that life is a Marvel movie. Okay, I don't believe that I don't believe in all this demons and angel shit. I'm talking about as above in my mind, so below in my life and my heart. As below in my heart, so above in my brain. Google when you get a chance about the brain cells that live in your heart muscle. They're actual brain cells in your heart. So when people talk about the heart and mind connection and getting your heart right, they're talking about that as above, so below. That connection between your heart chakra, your heart energy, and your crown and your third eye, that can work for you if you want it to. As above, so below. As below, so above. Any questions on that? Great. So I always thought that I would need the GRUGS. Can't say it on TikTok. I always thought that I would need the GRUGS to feel playful and fun. For years of my life, in the deepest of my addiction, I could only laugh and dance and have fun and feel alive if I inhaled something. And I told Tara and the rest of my close friends and network, I hope I'm not broken. I hope my brain comes back online. And it did. It did. I no longer need to inhale to get up in the morning. I no longer need to, inhale to dance and have fun. Like for those of you who may be out there struggling with addictions today, whether it's something physical or a mental or emotional addiction, just keep hope alive, and allow your body to detox. Because I didn't like tea breaks, tolerance breaks. What was one of those for me? I needed that shit. I was very codependent on the substances, and It would call to me in the middle of the night and shit. I had it bad. The third principle is the principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Everything in existence is emotion, matter, emotions, thoughts, sound, energy, consciousness. Differences between things are often differences in frequency or vibration. This principle is foundational to many spiritual and energetic systems. Sometimes you're not getting along with people, or people aren't getting along with you, or people aren't coming closer to you in your ministry, Dr. Flo, because you're on a different frequency. If you are tuned in to 10:20 a.m. and I'm tuned into 92.3 FM, we're not going to hear the same things. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make me a bad person. We're just not on the same frequency and vibe. This is also why you have to pay attention to your vibe, because your vibe attracts your tribe. There are people who cannot stand my voice. There are people who cannot stand my delivery. There are people who just don't like me. It ain't personal. They just don't like my vibe. We have a different frequency. But if you want to grow in your life, you're going to have to surround yourself in a positive frequency or positive vibe. People that hang with me for 21 days, 30, 60, 90 days, they report a change in their frequency and vibe, because I'm striking the tuning fork in life towards gratitude and abundance and hope and great sex, great food, great adventures. And once again, if you're hanging around with people who are like, what's some of the things they say? They say things like, this world is shit. Life is awful. What's some of the other things they say? Put in the chat. What are some of the things that they say? I'm trying to think. I don't really like these people around me. When it rains, it pours. You're doing too much. Thank you. You're doing the most. Look at Chioma and Dr. Flo doing the most. Who the fuck do they think they are? Doing the most. You need to calm down. Thank you. A person who tells me that I'm doing too much or doing the most is not on my frequency. Because I know that there's more that I could be doing. I'm not doing the most. Oftentimes I'm doing the fucking least. I can tell you're a hater and that you don't know me very well. If you think I'm doing the most, but my bank account ain't reflecting the most, you don't know me. I need to be doing more. My bank account ain't saying I'm doing too much. My bank account is saying that I'm doing the least. We're not on the same frequency and vibration. Anybody else? What do they say? Once again, I don't really have. I fired all my negative friends. Steve Jobs, the inventor of the iPhone, would fire people who had negative things to say about his dreams and his inventions. If you brought negativity into the boardroom or the meeting room with Steve Jobs, he'd figure out a way to fire you. The reason why we have the iPhone and the features on the Android phones and all these nice things is because he did not allow people to tell him, you can't do that. If someone were to come and say, there's no way that people can be in the room together, chatting with each other in Texas and Virginia and Minnesota and Pennsylvania. Like, how are you going to do that, Steve Jobs? He'd say, get the fuck out, and fire them on the spot. So I fired all of the negative people around me, and those who stayed had to figure out how to keep that negative shit to themselves. They learn very quick. This is not the guy to talk shit on dreams with. And it's not because everything's going great in my ministry and my mission and my academy. I'm attracting more people and calling more people in daily. Our numbers are quite low right now, and we're working to get the numbers up. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna have people who say they believe in me talk shit on my dreams. If you don't believe in my dreams and where we're going as a ministry and as a mission, get the fuck out. Who needs enemies when you got friends like the ones you have? I had a friend who was housing me, an ex-friend who was housing me at the time, tell me repeatedly while I lived in the neighborhood, nobody gives a fuck about a black man. I said, God damn. Nobody gives a fuck about a black man? I got to get the fuck up out of here. You cannot be around people who are not speaking life into you and into your dreams. That's one thing we do really, really well here. Girl, just wait till you hear the story. Just wait. If you stick around, and I hope you do, just wait till you hear the story. Just wait until you hear the story, child. Ooh. Nobody gives a fuck about a black man. So let me go and inhale and drink and snort myself off the planet. You gotta be very, very careful the company you keep, because people will speak death over your dreams because they don't believe that they're capable of getting their own. You don't see me speaking death over people's dreams or discouraging people from their dreams, because I'm a powerful manifester and actualizer, and I've had all of my dreams come true. All of my childhood dreams that I've had, I've done them already. This academy and this network, I'm in my bonus round. I'm just playing now. I wanted to be a flight attendant when I was a kid. I became one. I wanted to be a personal banker and a branch manager of a bank when I was a kid. I became one. I wanted to work in healthcare. I did it. I wanted to move to New York City. I did it. I wanted to be on Broadway. I did it. I've lived every childhood dream I've had. I wanted to work in computer programming and be a computer scientist. I now build websites and shit. I'm working on an app right now. Done. Right? But I didn't get to where I was going. Thank you, Nubian. I didn't get to where I was going by surrounding myself with assholes. I remember sitting in a living room in New York City when I was on my way to Broadway with a person who is on TV, a television actress. And she said to me, my former name is Andre. And she said, Andre, you want to get to a level in your career, in your life, that's so high that assholes can't breathe. I said, ooh, I've never forgotten that. I never forgot that. You want to rise to a place in your life where you're so high up in your joy and in the living of your dream, assholes can't breathe there. Let's move forward to the fourth principle, the principle of polarity. Everything is dual, everything has poles. All right. Dr. Flo is a pretty kind guy. Dr. Flo is also an asshole. You all in the room, and those of you listening in the replay, you all are pretty rad, pretty awesome. You too are also assholes. You may not reveal it to me because I don't know who you are when I'm not around, but everybody is both beauty and terror, darkness and light. Dr. Flo, the nice guy, Dr. Flo, the asshole. And so those of you in life who are going around saying, gotcha, I knew there was something up with Dr. Flo. He's always out here talking about how you're loved and lovable and you're shining unstoppable and unfuckwithable dreams. He's always preaching that habba babba, but I knew that motherfucker was an asshole. I just saw him curse somebody out last week on the live. Expect it, bitch. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Opposites are connected and exist on the same spectrum. Hot and cold, love and hate, fear and courage. This is for people who are like, Dr. Flo, but I'm scared of my dreams. You're just on one side of your polarity. Can you receive today that as scared as you are, somewhere inside you is just as much courage? Call on her. People will just call on fear. Fear has an opposite. Fear has an opposite. Creation. That's what oh God, my ancestor Jonathan Larson, the guy who wrote Rent, the musical, he said in Rent, and I've done Rent and sang Rent as Tom Collins, and the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. The opposite of fear is creation. Step out into your life and start creating new relationships and creating new art and creating new moments for yourself. That's how you get greater courage. Transformation becomes possible because extremes can shift into one another. Everything is dual. So if you see me cursing a motherfucker out in the streets or on the lives, know that they deserved it. You know, a gentleman or a gentle lady is only rude on purpose. A gentleman or a gentle lady, whichever I am that day, because I also, well, we'll get there in a second. But a gentleman or a gentle lady, depending on who I am that day, it's only rude on purpose. My husband and I, we have a saying in our house: the only thing that we fight for and fight about is peace. We're not fighting the world or fighting each other about anything other than peace. That's the only thing that we fight for. Come over here disturbing my peace, I'm gonna fight you. Because I'm minding my own fucking business trying to love the world and launch my academy and my mission and my ministry. Come over if you want to, disturbing my peace. What did the old lady say on Nutty Professor? You'll walk over here, but you're gonna limp back. Principle number 5 of 7, the principle of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. Life moves in cycles. Expansion and contraction. High tides and low tides. Growth and rest. This principle teaches emotional awareness, resilience, and balance during changing seasons of life. If you are in a low period right now, take solace, because you're going to eventually expand again. If you are in a low tide season in your life, take solace. You're going to go into a high tide again. If you're in a high tide, meaning that your money ain't funny and you're doing great today, I'm doing great today, know that winter is coming. Low tide is coming. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to prepare your heart for loss in life? For those of you in the room who've gotten into your 40s like me, many of my friends and my family members are no longer physically focused. Some of them, okay, all right. Winter is coming, Jon Snow. Jon Snow. You know nothing about me, Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Winter is coming, Jon Snow. So instead of letting winter just happen to you and you fucking fall apart, why don't you know that winter is coming? It comes every fucking year. The White Walkers are coming. They come every time. Why not prepare your heart to be ready? You can practice what you're going to do for low tide. Now, I understand a lot of people are in low tide and have been in low tide for so long. What they need to work on is preparing for high tide. When in high tide, prepare for low tide. When in low tide, prepare for high tide. You don't have to live. Um, oh, that's the next principle. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Nothing happens randomly. Actions, decisions, thoughts, habits, systems, and energies generate consequences. The principle emphasizes conscious responsibility rather than passive existence, meaning that you don't have to live at the effect. A lot of people are waiting to, we live in a very reactive society, right? Where people are kind of waiting for something to happen. When my life falls apart, then I'll deal with it. I'll put my head in the sand and not deal with it. I won't have this conversation proactively with my partner or my girlfriend or my boyfriend or my lover because, I don't want to make shit weird. You can cause your life to be better today. You're in control. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. Yeah. Um, there's a book called Conversation with the Devil or something. Um, there's a book called Interview with the Devil. Something with the devil. Hold on. Napoleon Hill. Anybody in the room know about Napoleon Hill? Powerful. Napoleon Hill in 1938 wrote a book called Interview with the Devil. And he talks in Interview with the Devil about humans called drifters, the robot spirits, the robot people. Welcome, Nubian Prince. Welcome to the Soul Fam. You'll like it here. If you like honesty, openness, willingness, and availability, and if you got a big dream, I'm here for the bold dreamers only. So if you got a bold dream, and you're into encouraging and uplifting people in a casually brilliant way, you'll love it here. I've stopped putting on makeup for these. I need to shower later. It's just a very chill environment for people who want to manifest big dreams. And you're more than welcome to hang out in this divine brine as long as you'd like daily. I'm here twice daily. I come in the morning for breakfast, which is still happening. And I also make my dinner on lives. And it's my free offering to the world to encourage people. People like, I can't afford your coaching, Dr. Flo. I can't afford your services. I'm like, you can tap in on TikTok or Clubhouse or YouTube and Facebook daily and get the water. Life is a blessing. Thank you. I receive it. I receive it. In Interview with the Devil, Napoleon Hill's book from 1938, he talks about people in life who are drifters. They're just waiting for something to happen in life and then they just drift with it. Bad news on TikTok, they're drifting with that. Good news, they're drifting with that. They don't realize that you can live from the cause. There are things that I'm going to do today and emails I'm going to send to people that I'm going to reach out to that's going to cause blessed effects in my life. Actions, decisions, thoughts, habits, systems, and energies generate consequences. And when it says generate consequences, a lot of people think that consequences are negative. If I do something wrong, I'm going to have to deal with the consequences. There is such a thing as a positive consequence. If I don't pick every fight with my partner, I'll generate a positive consequence. I pick my battles, you know? If I pick up the underwear off the bathroom floor instead of throwing a fit about it. If I wash the extra dish instead of saying, why don't you wash all the dishes? I can generate a positive consequence for myself. Not living at the effect, living at the cause. And the last principle, and I thank y'all who have stuck with me today through this is the first time that I've taught the Kabbalion in a public space like this. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and beyond if you want to listen back to it. But I want to bring this knowledge to the world because if I'd had this stuff 20 years ago, man, oh man, would I be rich in spirit and in the bank account. The last principle is the principle of gender. This is one of the most controversial of all the hermetics because people who are trying to make women behave a certain way or to make men men, or they don't believe in trans people and all this other bullshit, they really don't like this principle. But gender isn't everything. This principle refers primarily to energetic qualities rather than biological sex. In the Hermetic philosophy, masculine energy is active, directed, and penetrating. Feminine energy is receptive, creative, and nurturing. Both forces are believed to exist within all people and processes, and a balance between the masculine and feminine energy in us all produces creation and transformation. If you've ever met someone who's heavy on the masculine energy, toxic masculine, super active, super directed, super penetrating, and they don't have that receptive, creative, nurturing piece, it gets really, really awful. Also, if you've ever met someone who's super receptive and nurturing and soft that doesn't have the masculine energy, they'll become pushovers and doormats. I've in my life been heavy on masculine energy and heavy on feminine. When it's out of balance, that's a problem. But when you balance them out, you can produce wonderful creation and transformation for yourself. So you have to ask yourself, where am I shrinking in my masculine energy? Where am I not active enough? Where am I not directed or seeking direction? Where am I not penetrating life? And then after you penetrate life, which is a dirty joke in there somewhere, but after you penetrate life, then you have to become receptive, nurturing, and creative as it relates to the dream. And I've found in my work as a donation-based healer and a donation-based coach and mentor and guide, you know, going out here and telling people that select services are free and that certain parts of my academy and my work are free was one of the worst things I could possibly do in my marketing, because there's so many people who are not in their feminine energy and they're not receptive to love. All right, if you're out on the podcast, YouTube or Facebook, drop a comment. Someone from the team will see it. Let me know. You can email Ask Dr. Flo, ASKDRFLOW at gmail.com if you want to send me an email. I do see the emails that came in last night for people who want vocal lessons and acting training and also clarity coaching and life coaching work. I'll respond to you as I move through the week at my desk. You can also text 404-585-1278, 404-585-1278. When to tap in, got tons of free memberships and offerings for you to grow and scale. Premium services are also available. On behalf of all of us in the network who've been here today and beyond, and the new friends we've met, stay in your power, stay in your joy, stay loved and lovable, and I'll see you